Bem, amigos da rede Kesla. Dia pesado, costa doendo. Jogar um pouquinho aqui, que mais tarde eu vou ter que descansar, que eu tô quebrado. Tá, eu tô dentro desse trem aqui, tem que achar algum lugar que põe aquele código, né? Essa caixa científica eu vou pegar aqui também. Um cofrão ali que eu não consigo abrir ele. Isso aí, Barry. Tá dormindo, né? Olhinho fechado aí. Será que isso é dinheiro aqui? Aqui é a cartinha do baralho. Tinha um dinheirinho flutuando em outro lugar. Aqui é o quê?
You're carrying a lot. You want to take a moment to shuffle things around?
Você acha que eu tô... Ah, então... Eu vou passar pra você, Beck. Cá.
Never mind. Sorry. Thinking of something else. Yes, Captain. Go on. Need a moment? And? Anything else? a moment? Hmm. And? Go on. Anything else? Okay, continue. Hmm. And? Anything else? Go on. Okay, continue.
É só ligar. E aí chega, gente.
Not a problem. Let's see if I have space. Well, that's all I have to. spacer territory. I've seen spacers scavenge the parts off a ship in minutes. Brace yourself. We have spacers. Nuh-uh. Spacers? Fine. Spacers. Good grief. Spacers. Come aboard. Find your seats, stow your belongings.
I love coffee. It's my second favorite thing in the galaxy. Next to beer.
Main separation, Captain. Perfect. Our tiny tin can fragile humans have
Three-star
survived being
space.
hurled
Please
through
hold your
space
current speed
once
and heading while we scan you for contraband. Scan complete. Go ahead and land.
Another perfect landing. 10 out of 10.
See that huge shield? It's part of the power system. Lightning provides a substantial amount of Neon's energy.
You should inspect your ship for heat leeches every couple landings. they'll cause plenty of havoc if left unchecked. Okay, no problem.
Some kind of checkpoint ahead. Let's let them do their job so we can move along. See that huge shield? It's part of the power system. Lightning provides a substantial amount of Neon's energy.
Don't move, Nesha!
Not the act. Snippers picked up the Aurora you're carrying the second you step.
All right, get up slowly and turn around. Try to run, and we open fire. So, what was the plan, Nesha? Smuggle the Aurora into Aquila City or New Atlantis?
No, I just forgot I was carrying it, is all. Honest mistake, right? Can we just settle this right here? I can pay the usual.
We don't make the rules. That's Administrator Bayou's job. Now, shut up and start walking.
Move it! Let's go!
Not interested.
You don't want to pick a fight with me.
I know your type. The freewheeling space ace. Must be nice. You're out there a lot, right? In space? Just do us all a favor and never turn into one of those spacers. Scum of the galaxy. Ever run into spacers?
Part of the most advanced technology corp. Operation in the set. Systems. Ryujin Industries is looking for the young, bright minds of the future. Apply today at the nearest kiosk. Ryujin is hiring the best.
something?
I would have loved to hang around here as a kid. Now I realize how dangerous that could be.
Those two. Just don't even bother with that other place. Newell's Goods. We have everything you could possibly want. Satisfy your cravings and curiosity. Because everything
Stay on your best behavior. You hear me?
Advanced Technology Corporation in the
Hey there, friend. Need something? Newell's Goods.
If you have a moment, say hello to my wife, Rosa. We're fully stocked and ready to sell.
Poor James. He's been so out of sorts lately.
Are you working toward that next technological leap? Let Ryujin Industries help you get there. Fill out an application today to become part of the most advanced technology corporation in the settled systems.
Step through the door of Seaghart's Outfitters.
The Astro
Enter a world of
Not really my cup of tea, as it were, but I'll follow your lead.
Neon's preview center of all things morning, noon, or night. Enjoy one of our distinct coffee flavors. Brew using the computer edge for the main show.
Have you tried one of our advanced teller
I'm not gonna
machines?
say this twice.
Galbank ATMs are spread throughout the settled systems, so you can do your banking your own way.
Nothing says December
Benjamin
quite like
Bayou's
holiday
Tower.
show.
It's big, all right. Not sure what else it is, but it's big.
Got a problem?
You don't need to wear your helmet in here. You know that, right?
For just a few credits, hours are. My technicians will quickly and painlessly alter your physical makeup. It's time to see yourself through new eyes. Only at Enhance.
Live your best life. We'll be here when you're ready. The Hotel Bohai. Please,
We also sell a full range of personal treatment products, so you can take reliance.
Looking for the young, bright minds of the future. Apply today at the nearest
Like we've been gone forever.
Engines ready. Recalculating. And orbit stabilizing. Perfect.
I apologize for coming over this emergency channel, but we are in need of assistance concerning the large ship in orbit, and we value discretion in this matter. If you are willing and able, please see me as soon as possible at the main security office in Paradiso. Over now.
Cycle the airlock and move.
Stay alert. Weapons at the door.
Remain calm. There's no reason to suspect whatever it is hostile.
Now is the time for diplomacy.
Agreed. But we must be ready. Now, eyes and ears sharp.
You're human. Oh, pardon my ignorance. We just didn't expect to find people out here. We didn't think anyone else left Earth before us.
Welcome back to the rest of humanity. You're no longer alone.
Perhaps we should greet our guests.
Of course. Manners. I'm Captain Diana Brackenridge. This is Security Officer Bomani Reader. And this is Dr. Mabuti da Costa, one of our elders.
A pleasure to meet you.
I see. As you may have presumed, we're in a bit of a bind. Our ship has finally completed its near 200-year journey from Earth, only to find our new home seemingly colonized by... well, we don't know. Communications haven't been successful, so your arrival is fortuitous. Perhaps you'd be willing to act as a middle person between ourselves and... the others. your question confirms one of our recent theories. It would seem that some form of faster-than-light travel or space-bending technology was invented during our long journey. That would explain why we would find people this far out into space. I guess technology leapfrogged us at some point. Interesting. I can only imagine that our predecessors didn't believe the technology would ever work, and so they made the decision to leave when they did. Well, the short answer is, we didn't. It's a generation ship, which is to say that most of us lived long, happy lives on board and passed our mission down to our children. It was never intended that the original crew would make it to our destination. The goal was always the preservation of the human race above all else. Though, it would seem that was perhaps a bit presumptuous. We're not entirely sure. Our engineers believe it's possible that our technology just isn't compatible with theirs. All we hear when using them to communicate with anyone is a bunch of disturbing noise. It gave me the heebie-jeebies at first. Of course, we know that now. Human or not, we were still unable to communicate our intentions. As soon as we discovered them, we fully expected negotiations would be necessary. Now then, please follow me. There's much to discuss first. We'll speak more on the matter once we reach the bridge. Dr. DaCosta, you may return to your quarters if you wish.
Thank you, Captain.
I will follow you to the bridge, ma'am. For security, ma'am.
I do not believe we have need to fear our guest,
Just
but
because
I'll
our
allow it if
equipment's
you
old
insist.
doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
Welcome to the Earth colony ship Constant. In the early 2100s, my ancestor, Rupert Brackenridge, researched a number of scientific scenarios: climate change, asteroid impact, nuclear war, global pandemic, and more. Each scenario showed the likelihood of an extinction-level event to be within 50 years. He fully believed Earth was destined to be rendered uninhabitable. We've always assumed that's what happened.
Now that we know what's
he
out
gathered
there,
the best and
things are gonna
brightest he
be
could
more
find,
interesting
built the
from here on
Constant,
out.
and set a course for this planet here. We were told that it was the largest, most advanced ship ever constructed on Earth at the time. If you can believe, entire generations have been born, lived, and died on this ship. It really goes to show that there are no limits to human ingenuity and perseverance.
We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason. The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
So, here we are.
It's like walking in a time capsule. I cannot imagine how hard this was to maintain.
No matter the outcome, I won't let my crew down. I think I'm coming up on 6 years now. I was only a teenager when my father died, passing command of the ship to me, as is tradition. Because of that, I've had to sort of learn as I go along, instead of taking years of study and apprenticeship under the prior captain. I think some people on the ship resent me for not having the level of experience as my predecessors. But at the same time, without my command, we likely wouldn't have made it here so quickly. A bit frazzled, as you can imagine. People are anxious about discovering that we're not alone, and also worried about what will come to pass. While we hope we can work out a deal with the people on the surface, they seem reluctant to reach out, so there's no telling what will come of that. I do know that we can't afford to stay here in orbit forever. The ship was built to sustain us for many years with backup provisions just in case, but even that will come to an end eventually. Difficult is the wrong word. It can be both challenging at times and also exciting. Our mission was to rebuild humanity on a distant world, believing that we were Earth's last hope. To think that while there has always been a Brackenridge in the captain's chair, that I am the one to finally oversee our journey's end is truly exhilarating. But with this stumbling block in our path, at this final moment, I fear tough choices will need to be made. Well, as I mentioned, we've been unsuccessful in communications with anyone up until you arrived, though not for lack of trying. But since you're asking, maybe you'd be willing to be a sort of diplomat between us and them as we attempt to resolve our situation. Does that sound agreeable to you? I wish I could say that the satisfaction of helping others in need is sufficient, but I'm not getting that impression from you. I'm sure we can pull together some resources equivalent to whatever currency you use these days. We'll do what we can to make it worthwhile. And until then, you're free to make use of whatever facilities you need on our ship. We know there's a settlement on the planet below, meaning people were here before us. You see, we intended to settle here, but we assumed that they intend to defend their claim given their presence here. We'd like you to go speak to them on our behalf and help us negotiate a solution, preferably one that favors us. Yes, of course. But we need to start from a firm position and state our goal. If need be, we can compromise, work out a mutually beneficial deal or some such, but initially I'd like you to be firm with them and convince them to leave the planet to us. Let me know how they respond, and we'll go from there. We thought about it, but it simply won't do. I need to think about the distant future of our people. Sure, our first settlement may be small, but our predecessors dreamt of our new civilization spreading across the globe. That will be difficult if someone else plans to do the same. While we're not completely close to the idea of sharing, it's much easier if we have complete domain over this world. I'm serious. We have a rightful claim to this land, and I intend to fight for it. But as you're currently our only hope, perhaps you'll honor my request and give it your all, for the sake of some very weary travelers who have come a very long way to be here. Thank you.
Wow.
Just stay out of trouble.
Can I get a status update?
I'm looking, but no one else is coming our way. They keep ignoring us.
As you were.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before you arrived.
Careful waving that fancy gun around. We don't need to see what it can do.
Must have taken some remarkable discipline to get you all here.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship. Careful waving that fancy gun around. We don't need to see what it can do.
If the other colonists knew how many times the constant almost blew apart of the physics.
And to think, all this time, we were alone.
I've lived my entire life in the constant. I'll show you how else to live.
These are exciting times.
Keeping track of all our supplies is more difficult than you might think.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
Hey,
Boy, I'm glad you weren't some sort of alien or something.
I wonder what else is out there.
The Constant is a peaceful ship.
This little tin can protects us from certain death constantly, without fail. So far, anyway.
Ships separated. Engaging drive.
Landing struts primed, retros firing.
Hey.
Releasing ship from dock. Done. We are now free to move among the stars.
got some of the best private security in the settled systems.
Welcome to Paradiso. Jiro Sugiyama at your service. Do you have a security concern, or is there something else I can help you with? Something I can help you with? Ah, it has a name. Good. Then you're already familiar with the situation, I take it. Do you know what they want? Interesting. We obviously have no records of a colony ship claiming this planet. Whatever the case, you'll need to speak with Oliver Campbell, a CEO for the Paradiso Group. He's in charge of bringing all formal decisions before the board and helping to make calls on them. Welcome to Paradiso. Do you have a secure? Something I can help you with? Ah, it has a name. Good. Interesting. Whatever the case, you'll need to speak with Oliver Campbell, a CEO for the Paradiso Group. He's in charge of bringing all form. I'll let him know you're on your way.
You'd think we'd be a prime target for pirates, but they know to stay away for the most part.
It's beautiful out there, isn't it?
It's like we just entered a brochure. I bet they'll bill us for walking through the door.
Hope you're enjoying yourself.
Excuse me, you can't just waltz in there. Do you have an appointment? Oh, you're the one they're waiting for then. Do you need anything else from me before you meet with the board? What I could tell you would get me in a lot of trouble. Most of them are typical C-level execs. I doubt you even need to use your imagination for that. The ones that show up to work day to day, at least. I swear, I've never even met some of them, because they chill at their own private, secluded beach homes all the time. Anyway, be smart around Oliver. He's got a way of getting what he wants without you realizing it. And that's all I'll say. Sure. Have fun in the shark tank. And don't worry, even they call it that.
Hope you're staying safe out there.
I just feel that we should be focusing on the natural beauty of this.
We'll make some time for you.
Not our
Keep it
amenities.
quick, yeah? Not quite. We just don't answer to the Freestar Collective or the United Colonies. Makes things easier. We don't pay any taxes, we don't need to follow their laws. All the benefits, none of the drawbacks. And know and mind, because half the politicians and other big shots love vacationing here. Works for everyone. I am. And you must be the diplomat Giro told me about. Welcome, welcome. Normally I'd offer you an all-inclusive stay at our resort before we spoke. But given the circumstances, I'm gonna cut to the chase. We've got our friends, the aliens, up there, causing all sorts of problems for our resort. You like that? The marketing team came up with it. The thought is, if we can't get rid of them, it might actually attract more tourism. Come see the aliens! Ah, we're being direct then. Good on you. So, what do you know about this dodgy ship I'm hearing all about? Well, that's something. Shame we can't just tell them kindly to bugger off. Something tells me that's not going to work. Now, tell me, what are we going to do about it? Give me some proposals, people. I need something to work with here.
We could offer to resettle them here. There's more than enough space.
They could stay here, temporarily, but it'll cost them. Quite a bit, too. They'd need to work off all their debts before being allowed to leave.
Maybe not. What if we help them get out of here? Outfit their ship with a grav drive so they can find a new home. We could even lend our engineers to help and give their captain an updated star map. What do you think?
Sounds costly. We can't absorb that cost, and it's unlikely they even have compatible currency, let alone enough for the transaction. Someone else would have to foot the bill.
Oh, I swear this would be a lot easier if they ceased to exist entirely. Anyway, Seema's got the right idea. Either works for me. Just tell me what you want to do. And which proposal will you be taking to the good captain? I assume there's a captain? They'd be hard-pressed to defend their claim in any courts. Our charter goes back years. It was registered with both the UC and Freestar Collective, per the Centaurus Proclamation. We may be outside the settled systems, but that charter's official as can be. I'm sorry, but you're going to need to be the one to break the news to them that they need to make a compromise or leave. I have no idea, because I'm not suggesting anything of the sort. But it's a wonder that old ship made it all the way here in such a relatively short time. Must have really been pushing themselves. An engineer friend of mine told me once that the reactors on those old ships have a tendency to self-destruct if they overload. Of course, their engineers must have taken great care not to push it too far. Someone would likely have to override the safety systems in the reactor computer. But who would do such a thing?
You better be asking for your next magic show and not for any stupid reasons.
Guess we're tabling it.
It may be paradise, but that doesn't mean we don't run into trouble from time to time.
I just feel that we should be focusing on the natural... beauty of this planet, not our amenities.
If it's not important, bring it up with Kiwi. I am. And you must be... But given the circumstances... You like that? Despicable? Hardly. Just a backup plan in case we can't get them to leave. But you're right. No one's gonna buy aliens. Remind me to fire the marketing team. So, tell me, what's the actual deal with this massive eyesore of a ship, besides scaring people away? Well, that's something. Shame we can't just tell... Now, tell me, what are we...
They could stay here.
Maybe not. We could even lend our engineer.
Sounds costly. Someone else would have...
Oh, I swear this would be a lot easier if they ceased to exist entirely. It's not our responsibility to bear the brunt of that cost. We're being more than generous by offering the use of our engineering team to help install it. A custom grav drive can't come cheap, and I assume they have not. That leaves the only other party in this negotiation. You. We operate outside of the Freestars and the UC, partially because we don't want anyone else meddling in our affairs. And we'd rather not draw attention to it. As I've mentioned, it could be bad for business. We'd much rather settle this independently. We own this planet, they don't. Here at Paradiso, we don't like leaving things to chance. Who knows what these people will do with their land? Imagine the landscaping disasters they might come up with, and how that might mar the satellite imagery of the planet in our brochures. No, much better to assimilate them into our culture if they come here to live, rather than leave it to chance. Well, absurd or not, that's our official stance. I make the decisions that are best for our entire group. You don't. And which proposal will you be taking to the good captain? I assume there's a captain? They'd be hard-pressed to defend their claim in any courts. We may be outside the settled systems, but I'm sorry, but you're going to need to be... Ah, good on you. You want to see a man named Benny St. James over at Hope Tech.
No major incidents in a while. Let's hope it stays that way.
I just feel that we should be focusing on the natural beauty
You're
of this
lucky I'm
planet,
not like the other
not
board
our
members,
amenities.
lazing about the beaches without a care in the universe. Not quite. We just don't answer to the Freestar Collective or the United Colonies. Makes things easier. We don't pay any taxes, we don't need to follow their laws. All the benefits, none of the drawbacks. And know and mind, because half the politicians and other big shots love vacationing here. Works for everyone. We, the Paradiso Group, bought the rights to this planet years ago with the intent of turning it into the biggest and best resort in the universe. To that end, I'd say we've succeeded. As such, no other leisure enterprises may operate on the planet without renting land from us. But as you can see, none can afford such a deal. No, of course not. There's several more. We're just the ones who show up day to day. The others spend their time lazing on the beach or gallivanting off-world. Doesn't bother me, though. Less cooks in the kitchen means I get to make all the big decisions around here. Seems to be working out for us just fine. I am. And you must be the... But given the circumstances, I'm going to cut to the chase. We've got our friends, the... You like that? The marketing team came up with it. The thought is, if we can't get rid of them, it might act. We run a premier resort getaway here. We can't have our guests concocting stories about some bodgy old ship hanging around up there. As it is, we've had to reroute our luxury liners round the other side of the planet on entry so no one sees it. It's bad for business. We need to nip this in the bud and take care of it before the tourists catch on and cause a scene. Ah, we're being direct then. Good on you. So, what do you know about this dodgy ship I'm hearing all about? I'd say you're full of it and might have been watching too many movies. Now, instead of wasting my time, want to tell me what it really is? That's so. I imagine some sort of old pre-collapse colony ship thinking they've got a claim here. Well, they don't. And that ship's presence is bad for business. We need it to bugger off ASAP. Now, tell me, what are we going to do about it? Give me some proposals, people. I need something to work with here.
We could offer to resettle them here. There's more than enough space.
They could stay here, temporarily, but it'll cost them. Quite a bit, too. They'd need to work off all their debts before being allowed to leave.
Maybe not. What if we help them get out of here? Outfit their ship with a grav drive so they can find a new home. We could even lend our engineers to help and give their captain an updated star map. What do you think?
Sounds costly. We can't absorb that cost, and it's unlikely they even have compatible currency, let alone enough for the transaction. Someone else would have to foot the bill.
Oh, I swear this would be a lot easier if they ceased to exist entirely. Anyway, Seema's got the right idea. Either works for me. Just tell me what you want to do. We operate outside of the Free Stars Army, you see, partially because we don't. And we'd rather not draw attention to it. As I've mentioned, it could be bad for business. We'd much rather settle this independently. It's not our responsibility to bear the brunt. We're being more than generous by offering the use of our engineering team to help install it. A custom grav drive can't come cheap, and I assume they have neither the monetary means nor the connections to get a hold of that kind of technology. That leaves the only other party in this negotiation. You. Oh, I didn't say that specifically. This would be a mutual contract for room and board in exchange for services rendered. Of course, there's no telling how long this arrangement will last, given the substantial costs we'd need to take on in order to accommodate them here, including their continued room and board. But this may save the resort on operating costs in the long term, as we'd be able to let go of some of our current paid staff. And which proposal will you be taking to the good captain? I assume there's a captain? Ah, good on you. You want to see a man named Benny St. James over at Hope Tech. He's the best in the business. If anyone can retrofit a 200-year-old ship with a modern grav drive, it'd be him. We'll coordinate our engineering team with his when you return, though you may have to help the Constance engineers prepare for it on their end. Good luck.
There are so many hospitable planets out there. More than enough for everybody. And the best part is, nobody has to die or become indebted or anything. An elegant solution.
Right. On behalf of the Paradiso Group, we appreciate your help.
There are millions of planets out there. People can go to any one of them. The resort facilities are precisely what we bring to the table. Heck, it's the only thing we've really got to offer.
I don't want to risk us coming off as just another...
I can't take it! Someone help me!
Just give it up!
What are you doing? Help! I'm being attacked!
Looks like they got away.
Heck, it's the only thing we've really got to offer.
I don't want to risk us coming off as just
I'm here to satisfy your needs. I hope your stay is pleasant.
Every day's nice around here. But I think you caught us at one of the nicest.
I'm on vacation because I don't want to be bothered by anything.
Your safety is our #1 priority.
Wow, will you look at that. An us in this hostile galaxy. I hope you brought your swimsuit. Someone leave some food out before we left? Whoa!
Apogee kick complete. Orbit steady.
I don't want to hear any complaints.
Hope Tech is the everyday working person's ship.
Oh, hello. Oh, hello. I'm not used to people wanting to talk to me. Sure, that sounds like me. What can I do for you? I'm a little busy, but I think I could spare some time. Oh, you should have just said that. Of course I can help you. Oliver sent a courier ahead of you. I did some research on ships from that era, and I have a decent idea what we're dealing with. So grav drives didn't really take off until after the ship was built. But I've got access to an ancient grav drive that looks like it could be compatible. With some minor adjustments. It's in good shape, too. Parts not cheap, though. Neither is the labor. Just pay the combined cost of parts and labor, and it's yours. It's a pretty big ask, given how rare these old grav drives are. Perhaps not, but I don't want to just settle for an offer far below its value. This part is incredibly difficult to come by. You don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing to talk about. I've... Sure. That's a... Oh. Oliver sent a... So grab drives. Parts not cheap, though. It's pretty... Maybe it is selfish of me to demand such a price. Tell you what. Sounds like this is for a good cause. While I can't give you the part for free, I won't charge you for the work. Sorry to hear, but this is an expensive piece of equipment. They don't make them like this anymore. I'll still be here if you scrounge up the change. We could save valuable weight if we got rid of the pilot seat. Maybe, as you know, I'll throw in the label. You're darn right it is. I'll get to work on it right away. I recommend you go back to the ship and ask the captain to prepare for its retrofit. Standard stuff. I'm sure they have an engineer on board to help. We'll send the part along when it's ready and install it with the help of Oliver's people. Pleasure working with you.
Keep an eye on your valuables. If you can't protect your own, you don't belong here.
We've got strict rules around here. Strict for a reason.
And to think, all this time we thought we were alone.
This is a garden built to sustain the maximum amount of people possible. It's a monument to life.
The Constant is a peaceful ship.
back in the lap of luxury right here.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down
People always appreciate a good engine, whether they know it or not. I was hoping to talk to our visitor from outer space, and here you are! Welcome, welcome! I have a million burning questions, but I won't overwhelm you. There will be plenty of time for that later. Please, indulge me just a couple. How did you do it? Did humanity finally discover faster than light travel and eclipse our poor old ship? It's incredible! I read about this technology in our archives from Earth, but it was only theoretical back then. Amazing! I'll have to learn more. Oh, I've got so many questions, but I'm being rude. I haven't even given you my name. Chief Engineer Kazemi, but you can call me Amin. And, I might add, I'm one of the reasons we're still floating out here today. Yes, of course. Anything for my new friend. What grab drive? Just joking with you. The Paradiso engineers filled me in. Okay, let's see what we need to do. All right. This will be fun. And hopefully there will be no explosions in the process. I have just received word that the drive is here. Ready to get to work? Yes, of course I need your help. My team needs to stay on top of their daily maintenance, and I need to make my own preparations for this gravity drive you brought us. Your help is going to be vital to this procedure. And have no worries, it'll be easy. I'll guide you through the process. Great, great, great! There are 3 preparations I need you to help me make while I set things up on my end. First thing I need you to do is reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Then, turn the plasma runoff inhibitor function to 5%. Last, you'll need to decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly. Got it? Let's hop to it!
I've spent my entire life in a constant. Not sure how else to live.
I glad you want some sort of alien or something? Looks like everything is good to go, both your end and mine. Thanks. Just stay out of trouble.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before you arrived. We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
No matter the outcome, I won't let my crew down. Well, well, it would appear we have the means to go nearly anywhere now, thanks to you. The engineers even upgraded our communications equipment so we can speak with passing ships. Turns out it was a pretty easy fix. Thank you again for all you've done. We don't yet know, but we did receive a star map from the Paradiso engineers. I suppose we'll just chart a course for other suitable habitable worlds until we find one that matches the quality of Paradiso. Purima 2 here. Payment. I hope that's not all you care about. It's not enough to help a ship full of poor colonists searching for a new home, I suppose. Still, you did help us. We don't have much to spare, but I'm sure we can find some way of repaying you.
Handling this whole captain thing. Let's see if I have space for that.
that we know there are other people out there, we need to be more prepared for trouble than ever. Careful waving that fancy gun around. We don't need to see.
Now that we know what's out there, things are gonna be more interesting from here on.
Ah, home, sweet home. Now, where did I leave my cozy slippers? Maybe I didn't bring them.